Good morning. I am thankful to be back at DE. It has been a pretty powerful 13 weeks, I guess, between last DE and this DE. And I've been working a lot, and I've been having fun, and came up with some new goals I never thought I would set for myself, but I got them here. And so I always start my talks with a quote. And so this basically sums up what I've been doing. So it says, discipline gets you started. Accountability keeps you going, but it's consistent work that gets you across that finish line. So before the last DE, I didn't know how many patients I saw in our office with Dr. Brian. I knew we saw 650 to 700. I never kept up with what I saw with him. And so we started kind of keeping track of where we were, and I was shocked about the number I saw. I was seeing 300, and I was like, I'm a 300 a week chiropractor. We're a 700 a week practice. That's amazing. I can do this. And then I was like, I want to be a 350 a week chiropractor. And then I want to be a 400 a week chiropractor. And then this last DE, that 500 number has been like, I want to get there. And I said, I could be a 500 a week chiropractor. But what does that take? Because just saying it and doing it are two very big different things. And so accountability was what hit me that last DE. Like, I need to be accountable. I need to be the best me so I can serve people the best way. So I got a hold of Awais when we were at the last DE, and I said, Awais, I need you to keep me accountable. I'm going to text you. I need you to push me. I need to just be held accountable so I can continue to do amazing things. Now, I have the best person that keeps me accountable, and it's someone that serves here big, and that's Dr. Brian. You want to talk about someone who'll kick you in your butt at every opportunity to be the best version of yourself, that's him. And so here's this person seeing 500, seeing 700, and I go, I want to be here. And you know how he did it? Putting his head down and working for 28 years almost. I've been a part of it for 14. So when I came to him the last DE, I said, I want to give up teaching. I've had enough. I'm ready to be in Rome. I'm ready to be near my daughter. She's about to start kindergarten, and Tegan's back there in the back. I love my daughter to death, but I was ready to be in Rome. I didn't want to drive back and forth. And I called Dr. Ed Cordero, and I said, I feel like my time's done. I've given all I can to life. I feel like I'm ready. And these people said, do it. So I stepped away from teaching. Not because I was anything with the school. I was just ready. I was ready to serve. And when I gave it up, I looked at Brian, I said, can we open up more? And he went, yeah. I said, okay. So we threw Fridays back in. And our practice was so excited to have those hours. They were more excited than I think I was. They were like, Friday, yes. And I'm like, really? That excites you? Okay. So we added 4 more hours back in. But he told me, you got to get back in the gym. Because he knew I'm better when I was working out. I'm stronger for my family, for myself, and for our patients. So that first week back, as soon as I set a goal, it's done. Like there's nothing in my way, like I'm just getting it done. So as soon as I got back that Sunday, I went back in the gym. I went back twice a week, and then I started adding walking in. But for me, family is the most important thing. So I said, okay, Tegan, let's go outside and go for a walk. So my daughter gets involved with me, right? And when we're on our walks, she's just talking. And, you know, if you're like me, I talk all the time. They used to call me Rewind Rebecca because I never shut up. And my daughter's the same way, just, and I love it, though, because she's so full life. And that's what I want for my patients, right? She is just uninhibited. And on the walk, she goes, DE's coming up, right, Mama? I said, yeah. She goes, ooh, can I go to the DE and play with the other kids? This is what my child knows. We come here. And she goes, you need to go back too, right? It's time for you to go back. And I said, I must be yelling again if my child's telling me I got to get back to DE. That short fuse is coming out. So she's here. My family's here. Dr. Brian brought his daughter and your family up here. My child knows nothing else. For 14 years of my life, DE has been a part of it, and I've set goals. So what are my new goals? I want to be a 500 a week chiropractor. I want that for myself. I want that for our community because that means more people coming in, more lives saved, and we have now Dr. Bree joining us. So we're going to be a 700-a-week practice that can be seeing 800 and 900. We can open up that door because now we have the availability. But with the accountability, I had to get back out into the community more. So I don't like screenings. That's not my cup of tea. I love lunch and learns, though. I had to find, how can I get out? And I listened to Dan at the last one. He said, go to churches. So I started reaching out. I made a lunch and learn flyer that Bella put together, and I went to inside my practice, and I said, hey, I want to do these. Can you give this to your church? Hey, can you give this to a dentist office? Hey, can you give this out? And since March, I've done at least 3 lunch and learns a month. Every month, I've put them into play. And I've had Awais. So I went to my first one, and I got done, and I texted Awais, and I said, I did my first one today. He goes, how many people were there? I said, 7. How many did you sign up? 3. What did you do wrong? What could you do better? Where was the urgency? And he's pushing me. So like I walk out thinking, all right, I saved 3 people. And he goes, you can do better. I'm like, oh man, here we go again. They're pushing me to be better. And he goes, where's the urgency in your talk? What did you do to give them a special? How do they know that they need to come in? What's so important about it? So we changed it up. And the next time I went to did one, there was 20 people there. I signed up 14. And it's because of the little thing that Awais said. He goes, make it urgent. So he goes, make it urgent. You offer something that day. And so I did. I went in and I said, if you sign up today, it'll be this much. If you wait, it's going to go up to this much. So people were walking up to Ashley, and she was just signing them up. And I walked out and I said, how many did we get? She goes, 13. I went, really? Out of 25 of them are already our patient. Okay. And then I'm texting Awais, and he said, he questioned me again. How many actually came in? And I'm like, see, there it is again. He's pushing me more. How many brought their families in? How many did this? And it was like, okay, just because I did this, now I've got to get it ready for the next thing. And I've got to educate the family. And I've got to get the family underneath care. So I've been doing that. And now people are reaching out to us. Can you come do this? We wanted to be back in our community. After 28 years, we have new chiropractors in our town. We had to get back out in there and say, this is who Lieberman Family Chiropractic is. This is who we are. This is what chiropractic is to us. And this is what we want it to mean for our community. So that's what we've been doing. And, it says your success is in direct correlation with how much you're grinding. How much are you grinding? I can tell you from Monday to Sunday, every day I'm doing something for chiropractic. If you look at my calendar, my day off is not an off day. My day off is going out marketing for our office. I spend half the day at a B&I meeting, or I'm out trying to get something set up so we can go out and share the message. And it's not because he's telling me I have to, it's because I want to. Because I want these lives to be changed. So I want you to focus on what makes you want to be the best version of yourself, right? So if I'm going to serve big, I've got to be the best version of myself. I've got to hold on to my why. Why am I serving? Why am I working so hard? Because I could have retired from teaching and kind of take a step back. But that's not me. I'm always going. I'm going to put my head down. I'm going to work harder. So I wanted to serve my community. And so I have a person who always reminds me of my why. If I have an off day, Brian's there. We start with breaths. He's like, get your head in straight. Let's make sure we know why we're putting our hands on people, why we're giving them all of our love, all of our attention. So I'm thankful that every day I have someone who's like, nope, get on point, get ready. And there's days that I do it to him. So we're very opposite of each other, but it works wonderful for us because he's up here and I'm like right here and he'll be talking. I'm like, hey, zip it, let's go. We got people waiting, right? And then there's times where he knows like I'm so focused that I have to realize what's there. And he's like, enjoy it, smile, love on your people a little more. So this right here is Beckett. And Beckett, when he was born, wasn't supposed to walk, wasn't supposed to talk. He had the syndrome where his muscle tone was really weak, but mom is not a quitter. And the mom is really who my inspiration is. So Brooke is a nurse. And when he was born, they were like, he's not going to have a quality of life. Well, you don't tell that to a mama, right? So she said, he will have a quality of life. She searched out what she needed. And luckily, one of our patients knows them, Ashley, and she said, bring him to Rebecca. So the first visit, it's mom and her husband. And her husband's a big 6-foot-tall guy, arms crossed, hates chiropractic, right? And he's in the room, and he's like, I have questions. And I go, I have answers. Let's go, right? So he's like, how could you help my son? And I said, is medicine helping him right now? Well, no. I said, so let's get him connected. Let his brain do its job. And he goes, okay. And they left. And I didn't know if they would come back, but they came back about a week later. And Dad's eagle hawking over my shoulder as I'm checking Beckett the first time, like staring at me, like, what are you doing to my kid? Which I'm proud of that. He loves his child that much. He cares. So we started adjusting Beckett. Beckett started crawling. Beckett started walking. Beckett started talking, right? And now this kid will come in, and this is like the pure joy of him. If you can't see love in this picture, we got to talk, right? This kid will come in on my busiest day, and he'll go, Dr. Rebecca, Dr. Rebecca, Dr. Rebecca, I got a haircut. Dr. Rebecca, I'm wearing blue jeans. Dr. Rebecca, and I just stop. I don't care what's going on around me. I'm going to live, like, just look at this little kid, because this is my why. This is why I am so focused. This is why I want 500 a week, because there's a little boy who won't get the chance. And if you're not going to do it, who will? Who's going to be strong enough sometime to look at a parent and say, why not get them adjusted? It can only benefit them, right? And so we have masses that you have to see. And I know some people are very comfortable at 200 a week. Get out of your comfort zone. If you're not pushing yourself and getting out in your community, then there's one of these little kids who is not going to be connected. There is someone's grandmother, someone's mother not getting adjusted and connected. And I don't want that person to be on my conscience. So I'm going to keep pushing, and I'm going to keep going out and finding people in my community who's never been adjusted. 28 years in our town, and I still find people who've never been adjusted. So when you say you can't find people, where are you looking? I find them every day. I've been in Rome for 14 years, and they're like, I heard about you. I've just never come in. I'm glad I met you today. So we start that. So go out, educate, bring them in, have your systems in place, have a staff who knows what to do. I love my staff right now. Ashley, that girl is just solid. I can hand her a chart and I can say, I want them 2 times a week. This is what I want. She educates them up front, gives them the folder, this is it is, and she gets them in. And then I have a new one, Madeline, and I opened up on Friday. Madeline, stand up. She's young, and I love this chick. This is Madeline. She started doing our notes, and then I wanted to open up Friday, and I looked at her, and I said, you want to run my front desk on Friday for me? And she went, yeah. And she has the biggest smile and the biggest heart and loves people, and that's what we need up front. You need that energy, that they know they're in the right place. She knows their names, she knows stuff about them, and she'll say, I haven't seen so-and-so this week. Already, we didn't train her to do that, but she knows when someone's not in my practice. And I love it, because she'll write their name down and hand it to me, and I'm like, okay, put it in my pocket, I'll call them later. But you have to have people who know what you need. And my staff knows what I need at all times. And most of the time, I'll say, will you put this on my desk because it's something I need to do? And they're like, don't forget to go do that. Thank you. You know, and so I'm thankful that we have that. And we have Bella. She's not here today, but Bella is just as young as Madeline, and they got it together. They're up front, and they're rocking it out. So your staff has to be on point with you if you're going to see quality in your office, right? Because you can have a number, but if you're not serving and you're not giving them everything and you're not focused on them, then you're wasting the opportunity. Don't let your adjustments go to waste. Every adjustment should be important and connected and specific. So that's what I'm working on right now, is just making sure that, yes, I want to see 500, but I want that 500 to know that I love them. I'm giving them everything I have every single day. And then we also have Madison. Madison came back to us as a patient probably about a year ago, and she walked in. Madison, stand up. She walked in, and she said, you gave me an adjustment a few years ago, and I'm back in, and oh, by the way, I start school in January. So she's going to chiropractic school at Life University starting this January. And it's just amazing that you touched someone many years ago. They come back in, and now they're about to start a program that you were at, and I'm so proud of you. And she's been our intern finishing up her undergrad. I think you graduate, in like 2 weeks from your undergrad? And then she starts in January at Life University. So we have pretty impressive people in our place. But when we opened up on Fridays, like I had this vision in my head of what I wanted a Friday to look like. I wanted families everywhere. I wanted it to be like 90 to 100 people. And in my head, I thought it would take a long time to get there. And about 4 weeks in, I hit the number. I saw 95 people after 4 Fridays of being open. And what was so cool about it is I was adjusting one of my patients, and she goes, "Look up, Dr. Rebecca." And I have my hands on her neck, and I went, "What?" She goes, "Look up." And I looked up and I looked over, and there's kids running all around my practice, waiting room full of people. She goes, "This is what you gave up teaching for." And I went, "Whoa, like, thank you." And she goes, "Thank you for listening to when he said walk away. Thank you for opening your practice for us, because he's given you your fruits of your labor." And I went, whew, okay. Started crying right there, because 4 weeks I hit the number. I thought it was going to take me a year to build 90 on a Friday. But I have amazing people in our community. They want in, and they love it now, because they come in and they're like, "There's nobody here." I'm like, "I know, we have Friday now. So get in and get on the table." And we always slow down in the summertime. And this summer I went, "No, we're not. We are not slowing down this summer. Our new patient number is going to be up. We're going to have our numbers. And then when we hit fall, I want us to be over 700. I want to be over 500. So the summer was about me putting my head down, getting out there, getting new patients in the door. So when everybody comes back, I know it's going to be rocking in our office. We are not going to have a minute to focus. We're going to only have a minute to look at each other across the room and just go. That's all me and Dr. Brian do on a normal basis right now, because we're so busy. We serve so much. And it's a look across the room like, "You good?" "I'm good." And then there's times that we have to look at each other and go, "Get on the table," because we need to practice what we preach. We're so busy, we forget to get on the table. But I challenge you, find this person. You can get off course, and you can get so dragged down from all my back hurts and I have neck pain, and we have to do this in charting now, and you have to do that. But why are you sharpening your sword all the time? Why are you here at a meeting getting focused? This right here. I challenge you to find these and then keep pictures of them. So when you're having a hard moment, you can remember this face and go, "Suck it up, Buttercup." Put your head down and get ready, because they need you to be on. Because it's when you're off that you do a disservice to them. And I never want someone to come to me and say, "I left you because you weren't focused on me." So that Friday changed my mindset when I looked and I just saw all these people in that room. I was so proud that DE has given me the tools I needed to become that person at that moment, and then to push myself further. Because 14 years ago, I never thought I would say I wanted to be a 500-a-week chiropractor. I never thought I could be one, for one thing. But now I'm almost there. And when I hit 500, I'm sure I'll push my goal more, because I can. Because I see I only need like 10 more adjustments each day, and I'm there. So I'm at like 430. I think that's the best week I've had so far, is 430. And it shocks me still that I'm almost there. But I also want to just thank my mom. My mom, she's it for me. That's the woman who's like, "Go do what you want to do. I'll be here." Every DE she comes, so she can watch Tegan while I'm in here focusing, because she knows this is what I need. So I'm thankful that I have parents who are like, "Go do what you need to do. We'll be here." Now, she loves being a Gwadi. She's not a grandma. She's called Gwadi. She loves being a Gwadi. So anytime that she can take my child, she's taken her. So I'm thankful for that. But I also want to call out some people who I know DE has changed them. Dr. Maria. This young lady left us, went to another practice, and I've talked to those practices. She is killing it. I think you are seeing 60 a day sometimes on your own, and killing it. And then the last DE, she said, "I want to sell my townhome, and I want a new home. It's been on the market, and we can't do it." Well, what did we learn here? You put it down, right? And I said, "So when do you want to sell it by, and when do you want the new one?" Because that's what Brian did to me, right? Write it out. And she goes, "I want to sell it by when?" And you want to be in your new one by when? And when are you in your new one by? There you go. So have goals. Have your family. Make sure you're giving everything you can. And make sure you get some people here that are going to hold you accountable. Awais, I'm so thankful for you. Everybody's like, you know he's going to be tough. And I'm like, yep, and I'm stubborn. So I need the tough ones who are going to call me out. And he did. In the lovingest way possible, do this, you can do better. But I would text him after every event, and then he would text me back with stuff. And I put it into place, so thank you. Thank you for making me better. Ed Cordero, thank you so much. This man, I can text him and be like, I need prayers. I need this, I need that. He'll pick up a phone, and he's busy as all get out, and he just loves on me. And I'm appreciative of you because I need that. And then we have Dr. Bree joining us. I'm thankful to have her. If you've never been an associate in a practice, it ain't easy because you've got to keep up with your lead doctor. You have to help out behind the scenes. You have to go do this and you have to go do that. So it's not easy stepping into a practice that's successful. You've got to pick it up and go. And you're not going to be the lead doctor. You're not going to be the associate doctor. You got to be your own self. And that young lady has stepped in and is helping me. I'm so appreciative to have help on the back end. Thank you so much. But it's nice to have another third set of hands that I can say, hey, I need this changed in the paperwork. And by the end of the day, something's changed. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. You know, and she's coming in with new energy. And she's going to come in and she's going to see people that are different than who I see and who Brian sees. And she's just got to find her niche and her power, and she has it. She's just waiting on a license right now, and that's the hardest thing is waiting because she's ready to go. But make sure you're encouraging your staff. Celebrate the victories. If they have a good week, are you telling your staff that you had a great week? If you are collecting more than what you just want to be collecting, are you celebrating that? Because I think a lot of times we push out everything we need to be doing, but you don't celebrate the victories sometimes. So sometimes step back and just say, hey, thanks for doing all the hard work. We wanted to be here, we're hitting here. Or we wanted this many new patients, we hit that goal. Celebrate with your staff because they're the ones behind the scenes printing reports, making sure people are called, making sure things are done. I'm thankful for Rachel that we don't have to do any of that. She does all the boring stuff back in the office that allows us to be up front having fun. Because if you ask me how much something costs in my office, I have no idea. I don't know what the credit card processor is. I don't know how much the X-ray unit costs. I don't know how much the power is. That woman does. But I'm proud to be a part of a practice that she does that so we can be up front and have our mindset clear to serve the right way. But morning breaths, so important. We do them in the morning and we do them before our afternoon shifts. I would not be focused and ready if it wasn't for those breaths. That's the biggest, there's no new marketing tool we've done. We haven't brought in an outside social media, whatever. You know what? And Brian always says this, it's us. And we've had weeks that we saw 22 new patients. We've seen 30 new patients this summer, and normally we slow down. We ain't slow down. There's some days where someone walks in and they go, can I just be worked in? And I'm going, we already got 6 new. And Bree's like, I got it. I'm like, okay, I'm trying. But she just does it. So morning breaths, get them, set some goals. What's your accountability? What's your action steps to get there? What do you have to do to be ready to serve that next number? Are you physically ready? Are you mentally ready? Is your staff ready to handle the volume coming in? Because you can want that goal, but what's your grind to get you there? And I promise if you need an accountability person, I know a lot of people in here that would love to be your accountability person, just be ready for when they fire back at you. Don't say you want accountability and not step up and waste their time. And we're in a time and an age where you got to be on. Life's precious. We've lost some people lately. We lost somebody 44 years old in our town. She had a seizure, things happened. And I can tell you, I was like, she is 2 years older than me. Am I doing everything I want to do? Am I serving the way I want to serve, loving my family? Because it can be taken away in a minute. So make sure that you're doing everything you want to be doing. If you want to serve bigger, then do it. The only thing holding you back is yourself. and your limiting beliefs or not having things in place. So I am done. That's all I got. I'm not crying today. I'm proud of the work I've been doing.